Hi, lovies. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lamar Fire. I am the Oracle Mother, and today we're going to have discussion live here on my YouTube channel. Please make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and look for more live streams coming soon. I should be able to see your comments soon, so let me know that you are here. Yep, so we're going to get into this conversation. This conversation is going to be very interesting today because I wanted to really talk to you guys about what the art of practice means and what it means for you, okay? Especially coming into 2020. Um, the art of practice is something that a lot of people don't talk about, don't really know about, and it's something that I kind of had to figure out on my own when I began my spiritual journey. So I wanted to show you guys what it means to me and why it is so important for me. And I'm just letting everybody know that I'm live on YouTube right now. Give me 1 second. Okay. So I wanted to talk to you about the law of practice and I mean, not the law of practice, but the art of practice and what that means. When I talk about practice, hey guys, for those of you who are watching, go ahead and comment. Let me know that you're here. Just, let me know that you're here. Talk to me, interact, because I don't do a lot of YouTube live streams. So I want to know that you guys are here. So let me know. So we're talking about the art of practice. And I remember when I first started understanding what that meant, when I started getting into, you scared me. What the hell? Hi. They're around. They gotta go out. But sorry, anywho. So you scared the shit out of me. They could probably do it till 12:31. So when I first started my spiritual practice, I was into, hi Esperanza. I was getting into witchcraft heavily. I was looking at things that required me to actually do some sort of work. You know what I mean? I had to either do ritual, I had to do spelling, I had to do petitions, I had to do candle work, I had to do all these things. And for me, it was just a lot in the beginning. I really didn't understand how to be consistent. And so when I understood what practice meant and that witchcraft and anything that you do spiritually is ultimately going to be a practice, it made my life a lot easier. Okay. When you practice, it's not always going to be that you know everything because it's a practice. You're constantly learning. It's something that you are practicing to get better at. And it's something that you're constantly evolving in. So if you release the pressure of having to be perfect in your practice with your spirituality, you'll allow yourself a lot more freedom and a lot less frustration. Okay. When you're dealing with a practice, it automatically causes you to be consistent. If you understand that practice is what you're doing, you're not trying to be perfect. Practice doesn't make perfect, it makes proficient. Let's put it like that. It makes proficient. It doesn't make perfect, but it makes you proficient or efficient at whatever it is that you're doing if you're consistently practicing. So, what does practicing look like to a person who's in a band? That means every week going to rehearse, going to practice your music, practice your notes, practice your pitches, practice tuning your instrument, practicing all of these different skills that are necessary for you to be proficient at this instrument. When it comes to your spirituality, you have to do the same thing. You have to learn how to tune your instrument, which is your vibrations. You have to learn how to tune your actual path, meaning that whatever you use to get connected to the divine, to get connected to your ancestors, you're going to have to practice that path. And not always are you going to feel something. Not always are you going to be like so engulfed in this enlightened phase. It's not like that. But the more you practice, the more of those times you will have. If you don't practice at all, then you don't get to experience anything. So when you're building a routine, because, and the reason why I came up with this topic was because I'm building a new routine for 2020, and I had to start now because I want to go into 2020 with this new routine. And in order for me to do that, I have to practice the routine. I have to practice getting up, doing zazen. I have to practice getting up and journaling. I have to practice getting up and doing things that I didn't normally do on a regular basis, or in that fashion at least. I would journal, but it wouldn't be on a consistent basis, and it wouldn't be regimented to, in the mornings after this, I do this. I have to practice that. And when you understand that you can't get consistency without practice, then, like I said, you will relieve yourself of all of the frustration and the pressure of trying to be perfect, of trying to make sure you look good, or trying to be, at this level instead of the level that you're at. When it comes to practice, there are no levels, so to say. When you're practicing, you're practicing. You're always practicing. You're always getting better. You're always learning new things. So it takes out the comparing to other people. It allows you to run your own race. Okay. Practice is something that you get up and you do consistently, even when you don't want to do it. Okay. It's really hard. I can't say that I'm the best at being consistent. It is so hard for me to be consistent, but I have to practice being consistent. If it's not something that I'm good at, what do you do? Hi, Javon. Hi, Jay. When you're not good at something, what do? You have to practice in order to get better. So adding the vocabulary of practice instead of I have to do this, or I have to figure this out, or I have to do this. I gotta do a ritual today. Remember that it's a practice. And even getting consistent in your path is a practice. And I want you to release the pressure of having to do it right all the time, having to do it on the new moon. Sometimes my practice involves me just getting it done. It's not always going to be, I need to get it done at this time now, and this time is the only time. And sometimes my practice involves me just getting it done. If I didn't have a chance to do a new moon ritual, I don't beat myself up for not doing it on the exact day of the new moon. I might do it the day before or the day after, depending on what I'm feeling. But I allow myself that leeway, because sometimes my practice is just getting the job done. Because for so long, sometimes we just kind of blow off what it is that we're trying to do, and we'll get to it, and we just completely blow it off. Okay. I wanted to practice getting it done. So I started there, right? And then as I started getting these things done, even though it wasn't always consistent with the days or consistent with this, I said, okay, I'm practicing just getting in the habit of doing it. I started small. I created simple steps. Okay, simple, small improvements make purposeful living easy. Okay, so sorry, guys. So it really made sense for me to begin practicing getting it on a schedule, making things a little bit more consistent with the timing. So once I got proficient at just getting it done, then now I can get proficient at practicing doing it on a specific day, time, or whatever the case may be. The reason why I wanted to do this video is because I want you guys to just stop being so stressed out about your spiritual practice. It's a practice. It's not something that you're going to perfect, right off the bat. That comes from, and mind you, it still won't be perfect. How many of you have sang the Star Spangled Banner 1,000 times and you'll still stand up and mess up a word or two, though you have sang it over and over again? Things happen. I was watching a video on YouTube about Buddhism, and the guy was talking about the chanting part of Buddhism, and he was saying this. He said that when I did the chant by myself, I realized that the chant was supposed to be in a group format. And he said it because everybody was chanting, dun, and if and when somebody messes up, there's somebody else in the room who is not messing up. So nobody really hears the mistakes. But when he tried to do this chant over and over again, he constantly messed up somewhere. And what he realized is that there's no not messing up. You're going to mess up. But because it's in a group setting, you don't hear the mess up. And this is what a lot of people are doing with their spiritual paths and their spiritual practice. They're seeing people who have recorded videos and of doing things perfectly, who have literally pieced together and edited something so that it looks like they have done it perfectly. But these people are still making mistakes. They are still not perfect. They are still having some flaws within their practice that you just don't see. I have flaws in my practice. There's sometimes where I'm doing a I'm doing a ritual and I left the lighter in the other room, and so and I forgot to get the right tea light, and oops, my God, I got the wrong thing over here, and shoot, where's the water? And like, it's not a perfect situation. It is a practice, which means you will constantly be evolving, constantly getting better, constantly having dips and times where you're not doing so well. If you just let it to be known in your mind and your psyche that this is a practice, it is not about perfection. It's about being consistent in your practice. Even something that you've known for years can get better, can get, you can be enlightened even more about it. There's so many things that you can accomplish when you realize that this journey is a practice. It is not about perfection. It's about being consistent and doing the work. If you can get up every day and just decide that you're going to do something, that you're going to try something, that you're going to try and do better with something, you are practicing. That is the art of practice. And the art of practice allows you to have freedom in your spirituality, and you're not judging yourself, and you're not allowing others to judge you either. It gives you the space to be yourself. It gives you the space to be human. And when we remember that it's a practice, it changes your life. You're not constantly trying to be something that is impossible to be. How many of you have done that? I have. I remember in the beginning of my journey, I really thought that you had to get the petition just right. You had to say the chant perfect 38 times. And if you didn't say it perfect 38 times, you were going to open up the gates of hell. Like, it's so much pressure that they put on newbies. And I want you guys to know that it's a practice. How can you listen? How can you do better if you're not doing it? And a lot of people get scared to do things because of all the fear mongering that's happening in the spiritual community. They just say, well, you better not, because you about to do this and you want to regret it if you don't know what you're doing. Well, how did everybody learn how to do what they're doing? They had to practice, and they had to take risks, and they had to ask questions. And this is what newbies are supposed to do. So allow yourself to be free in that. Start small, but go, do, practice. Okay? It's so important to practice and not allow yourself to be so bogged down. Okay? If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat right now, guys. I'm going to ask any and answer any questions that you might have about practicing or any of the pitfalls that you found, and we can discuss it a little bit. But I'm not gonna hold you guys. But I just wanted to come on here and do a live on YouTube because YouTube doesn't get a lot of love from me. I'm going to change that in 2020. I'm going to practice being a YouTuber until I can be proficient at being a YouTuber. Okay. Well, it doesn't look like you guys have any questions. So I love you guys more than you know. Please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you like this video and comment on the replay. Share it on your platforms. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'll be doing another video on YouTube. So please make sure you stick around, and when the notification pops up, make sure you come on over, all right? I love you guys more than you know. If you would like a free, I'm not a free, look, I'm talking about like I'm on my live readings. If you would like to book a reading, you can go to theoraclemother.com. You can also come to my tribe, my Facebook group, Tribe of Unbreakable Spirits. You can come there, learn, get some free information, have some camaraderie, get some support if you need it, and allow yourself to be open and free in your individual selves while you are learning how to be consistently unbreakable. Again, I love you guys more than you know. You have a great day on purpose. I'll talk to you soon.